Where do you want...
Gonna be epic.
I'd like to see Liyue's tourist spots. I have a few references. One man's stone is another man's gem.
Don't waste my time.
Born of ice and frost.
There's more!
Healthy.
Solidify!
It's nothing. Submit.
To the very... Ah, I... No. Solidify!
Don't waste my time.
This is order. Gather!
Unsolicited, and all the more valuable for it.
Access denied.
It's nothing. Give up. Your life is mine.
Gather! Order guide you.
This is long overdue.
Don't waste my time. Give up.
Unsolicited, and all the more valuable for it.
Stabilize!
Don't waste my time.
Unsolicited. And all the more valuable for it.
My lucky day! Stabilize! How's this?
Your life is mine.
To the
No.
very...
One man's stone is another man's gem.
We're way behind schedule.
unsolicited, and all the more valuable for it.
There's nothing wrong with reaping a reward every now and then.
Lucky day. Stabilize. Going somewhere?
Give up.
For Rex Lapis!
This is order.
Don't waste my time.
Certainly worth the extra mile.
Gather.
The inside
Gather.
Where are you? Access denied.
Give up.
I will have order. Just secure.
This Her Majesty.
Solidify!
Submit! Don't waste my time.
Out of my sight. Out of my sight. Born of ice and frost.
Order guide you. Stabilize!
All hail!
Give up. Your life is mine.
The majesty's power flows through me!
Gather!
No touching! Impertinent fool! Be gone! Next on the agenda...
Solidify!
Winter shall eventually come.
One man's stone is another man's gem.
According to the letter, this should be the place.
Sorry, we don't serve the general public. I'm afraid...
Wait! We're not the general public.
Well then, you must be a couple of wandering outlanders that snuck into the nation, judging by your attire.
Are our clothes really so... what...
The Yashiro Commission's seal. This must be from Mr. Toma. It seems there's more to you than meets the eye. In which case, welcome to the Komore Tea House, a safe haven for the Yashiro Commission.
Well, that sounds more like it.
What kind of tea is this? What kind of tea is this?
Every journey has its final day. Don't rush.
What kind of tea is this?
Pleasant surprise. I wouldn't mind staying here for a while.
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory?
What kind of tea
Boats
is
are
this?
made for transferring commodities back and forth. And those that come across Liyue tend to stay a while. So it is where many things come to settle.
What kind of tea is this?
Well, now that we're here, where's Toma? Hyman doesn't see him anywhere. Do you think he forgot his promise to meet us?
Who forgot their promise? I was beginning to think you'd forgotten about me.
What?
Relax. No need to look so surprised. I take it this is the first time you've seen me in this form? Huh. So you didn't see anything like this when you were in Liyue Harbor?
Ah, now that you mention it, this does suddenly seem less out of the ordinary.
Alright. I've had my fun.
Hey! You're this close to getting an ugly nickname, mister!
Well, I've had some time to kill, given that I've been waiting here for you for so long, as was the case in Rito. So I came up with this little fun greeting for when you arrived. But in all seriousness, I would like to apologize about that little test you went through earlier, though it was quite necessary. It helped us determine whether or not to bring you before Miss Kamisato, and whether you had the courage to face the lightning alongside us.
Don't think that Paimon's gonna forgive you just because you're getting all serious now.
Sorry, did I overdo it? My apologies. Let me just say this. You've often found yourself skirting the rules from the very beginning, haven't you? Naturally, this is due to your unwavering and resolute determination. A long time ago, we had a friend who was much the same, but when the lightning struck... Ah, so you've heard of his story. His light still burns all the more brightly. Yes, of course. I will bring you to the Kamisato residence where the Yashiro Commission is located. But before that, there is one other place I was hoping you both would accompany me to.
Oh? Where?
I would like you to come with me to the statue of the omnipresent god. It's still under construction now, but you can already see it from practically anywhere on Narukami Island.
Books were more interesting in the
Welcome to Netsuke no Genshin.
This area sure feels gloomy. People probably don't come here often, do they? Huh? Are Paimon's eyes playing tricks? Or are there things embedded in the statue?
Visions.
Visions? You mean all the visions that are collected from the Vision Hunt decree are put into this statue?
So you've already heard of the Vision Hunt decree. Before I try to explain, I should perhaps remind you first that Mondstadt is the City of Freedom, and Liyue is the city of contracts. As for Inazuma, it's known as the Nation of Eternity. The Raiden Shogun is both the nation's most powerful ruler and its deity. The Eternity in question is her endless and unchanging will to rule over Inazuma. As such, she relies on the Tri-Commission to regulate the nation's affairs and the Sakoku Decree to limit the people's movement. The Shogun wishes to keep Inazuma in stasis, allowing the stream of time to flow from one end to the other without disturbing it for all time.
Seems like every god has their own will.
Of course, this is my own limited understanding. As for the reason behind the recent Vision Hunt decree, perhaps the Shogun believes that visions grant people the power to change, and that her eternity doesn't allow for such instability to exist. Whatever the case, the fact is that the Raiden Shogun has dispatched the Tenryo Commission to scour the nation for visions, embedding each one in this statue. And this statue of the omnipresent god can be seen as Inazuma's symbol of eternity.
But if that's the case, wouldn't you say that the Raiden Shogun is being, oh, I don't know, selfish?
Only outlanders such as yourselves would ever dare speak out so directly against the Raiden Shogun. And yet, I agree. The Vision Hunt decree is something that simply should not exist. And Miss Kamisato has been committed to fighting it since the day it was announced.
Huh? Hey, are you okay? You look like your mind is elsewhere.
Sound? What sound? I didn't hear anything. Did something happen?
Yeah, you touched the statue, and then what?
Aspirations? That would seem to confirm the saying. Have you heard it before? That when a person's ambition reaches a certain strength, the gods look upon them with favor. That is where visions come from. In other words, a person's vision represents their ambition. So if what you just said is true, then the ambitions of these people are stronger than I imagined. Alright, time for the next stop on our tour of Narukami Island, the Kamisato residence.
Finally!
Crumble!
Let's go. Time is against us.
Quake! Rise!
Don't blink! Speed of light!
Crumble!
Incoming! Hey! I'm all for work-life balance, but I think this is pushing it. Come on, enough procrastinating. Let's go.
Crumble!
Don't blink! Hutch!
Quake! Rise!
Incoming! Ah! Speed of light! Hutch! Hutch!
epic.
So, this is the kind of place where the big shots of Inazuma live, huh? Paimon kinda expected it to be snazzier.
Welcome at last to the Kamisato residence, honored guest. Miss Kamisato is delighted to finally meet you.
Is this the Shirasage Himegimi you keep going on about? So, where's she at? Oh, behind the screen?
Yes. As the daughter of the Yashiro Commission, this is how Miss Kamisato is accustomed to receiving guests. Consider it a time-honored tradition within the Yashiro Commission. Forgive me if this is an unwelcome surprise.
Makes sense. She's a super important person after all.
Please forgive my lack of courtesy for receiving you in this fashion, especially following such a long and wearisome journey over the sea. I have awaited your arrival with great anticipation, and Toma assures me that you do indeed possess the power to change the tide of the times. At present in Inazuma, in the name of the Vision Hunt Decree, the people's aspirations are being senselessly trampled underfoot. Though the Yashiro Commission serves the Shogun, it is the people with whom we share close bonds, given the contact we are required to have with them in the performance of our duties. A commission's power rises and falls with the trust of their people. Thus, we cannot remain indifferent to this situation without also remaining indifferent to our own fate. Traveler, lend us your power, and we can... Oh...
See, milady, it's just like I said. This will take us nowhere.
No, please! Wait! Please, don't go! I will introduce you to the Raiden Shogun on one condition. You must fulfill 3 small wishes on my behalf.
What are your wishes?
They pertain to 3 whose visions were taken from them. Perhaps once you've met them, you will understand.
A warrior who guards a village, a former samurai who helped carry out the Vision Hunt Decree, and a swordmaster determined to become the best in the world. Does Paimon got that right?
Correct. Please do all you can to help them. Then you have my gratitude.
I'm sure you'll do great. Miss Kamisato's left, it seems. No cutting corners now.
Where's the person Ayaka told us about?
Why are you doing this? Why leave all of a sudden, after all these years?
Precisely. It's much too sudden. We've had no time to prepare. The children are desperate for you to take them out to play. Please, we urge you to reconsider.
That must be the guy Ayaka told us about. Let's go over and see. One day, I'll be as great as Ryuji.
Where do you want to go next? If you'd like to see Liyue's tourist spots, I have a few references.
One day, I'll be as great as Ryuji.
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory? Boats are made for transferring commodities back and forth. And those that come across Liyue tend to stay a while. So it is where many things come to settle. Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory? Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory?
One day, I'll be as great as Ryuji.
Ah, you must also. Tejima has protected this keeping out the treasure hoard, but now we will gladly.
If you want my opinion, it's clear that Tejima, I can't claim to. Truth be told,
Seems like he's a well-respected... You must be Tejima. So what's made you want to up and leave all of a sudden?
Me? It's not a question of why I... True. But that's not why I chose to stay here. And what made me want to come here 30 years ago? And why have I never wanted to leave in all that time? I don't have answers to those questions, because I can't remember anymore. Ever since they took my vision away, it's like a slice of my memory is gone. In the past, I knew I wanted to stay here. But whatever resolve I had then, it's gone now. So I thought, what's to stop me from moving around instead? The emptiness inside me will be there either way.
Okay. Well, in that case, if we help you rediscover the reason you chose to stay, you won't need to leave anymore, right? But if you can't remember anything, it's not gonna be easy. Oh, maybe if you just try a little harder to remember, then it'll all come flooding back?
Oh, that reminds me. Last time I brought Tejima some fruit, I do believe I saw him writing in a diary.
I keep a diary? If you say so. I honestly can't seem to remember.
Oh, yes, you do. And what's more, I remember you saying at the time that you wanted to make a note of a few interesting things. Things which would prove very important.
Perfect! So if we want to keep Tejima from...
If you don't mind, we will leave you to...
This looks like Tejima's diary. Let's see what we... The village today, I went kite flying to... Seems like... Huh? I went to pray at the shrine again today, and now that's the kind of info... So this is the Omamori... interesting. Looking at the code... But anyway, if he had this with him, all the... The soil looks like it's been disturbed. Must be something... It looks like... Konda Village. Sounds so familiar. Where is that place again? So the reason Tejima... But he's been here for 30 years! Well, let's go get...
I'll be at certain... Still, it's clear that I was waiting for... Over the years, I must have made a note of anything And just look at all... How could I have forgotten something so important? Love? Regret? No. After all, I've forgotten. It's as if she'd never been in my life to be... I think... Although, when I think about it like that, how curious. I shall remain here.
Tejima seems to be dealing... okay. But still, it makes Paimon really... Seems it's just like Ayaka and Toma were saying. If that certainly explains the state at least we were able to... According to Miss Kamisato, the second one who lost their vision is a samurai from the Tenryou Commission. They say the Tenryou Commission is directly controlled by the Shogun. They're the ones responsible for maintaining law and order in Inazuma, the ones actually enforcing the Vision Hunt decree. But why would they take action against one of their own? Paimon doesn't get it. Huh? There seems to be some commotion over there. Let's go see what's happening.
I'll ask one more time. Do you intend to withhold this month's emergency provisions?
The entire clan is counting on that food. We demand an explanation.
How many times do I have to say it? I don't know anything about emergency provisions.
You dare deceive us? Those provisions are essential. Do you understand? Not some goods to be pocketed by greedy samurai.
You samurai think you can just do whatever you please? The Tenryou Commission will hear of this!
Oh, huh? And who are you? One of Kurosawa's gang, no doubt.
What? We just happened to be passing by. We heard the commotion and came to see what the matter was.
I see. You seem to have come just at the right time. Perhaps you can help us settle this matter. This is Kurosawa. He's a samurai and a member of the Shogun's army. They issue emergency provisions to the area, and he's the one responsible for distribution. In the past, we'd simply ask him for provisions and everything would be delivered. Now, he suddenly refuses to give us anything. He's keeping the provisions for himself, I just know it. We'll starve without them.
No one seems to care about us. We used to think Kurosawa was a kind man, but he's shown his true colors. He's the same as all the other samurai. It's no wonder all the visions have been confiscated. The Raiden Shogun doesn't need people like him helping her rule the nation.
This must be one of the people Ayaka asked us to help. But why would she ever want us to help someone like him? Maybe we should talk to Kurosawa and see what he has to say.
Every journey has its final day. Don't rush. Boats are made for transferring commodities back and forth. And those that come across Liyue tend to stay a while. So it is where many things come to settle.
Don't worry. Hatsuko will be fine.
Atsuko... she's still okay?
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory?
Don't worry. Hatsuko will be fine.
Atsuko... she's still okay?
I've never even heard of these emergency provisions. I don't know whether it's rumors or whether they're trying to blackmail me. But either way, it's ridiculous. My own family can barely get by as it is. And that's the first bit of truth I've heard all day.
Well, that's strange.
To be perfectly honest, all I know is that I will perform, and
Does it have to do with the myth?
I didn't take any. To top it all off, my house, if you don't believe me, go find the treasure hoarders.
Huh. But we better confirm. We should be able to find.
Solidify!
We really outdid ourselves this time. All those samurai houses packed with goods.
You haven't seen anything yet. Today's just the beginning.
You demand, Bob.
These seem like the treasure hoarders were at.
Enough. Solidify!
Access denied. Don't waste my time. Give up.
Oh, there goes all the Mora. We worked hard to steal that, you know? Come on, boss. Think of something.
Not bad, kid. You ever think of joining the treasure hoarders? We could use someone like you. Kurosawa. So he's the one who sent you after us, huh?
So what did you see?
Food supplies. You kidding? That place was a complete mess. I didn't want anyone else to see it. But now that you've caught us, how about we make a deal?
You've got a deal.
Huh?
What the?
There's nothing.
Yeah, a lot, and they all seem to be made out to the owner of a general goods store. We better talk to this Miss-All. As for you guys, you're free to go.
Yes. So, we redeemed ourselves for some IOUs.
Shut it.
The essence of the Ame-Noma art is to have the patience to move mountains.
Welcome to Tsukumomon, or perhaps there's... Ah, so you're friends of Kurosawa.
Whoa! Let's not get ahead. How did Kurosawa end up owing you so much money?
Let me think. Kurosawa would come regularly to purchase large quantities of foodstuff. However, the price of provisions began to skyrocket recently, and his salary was no longer enough to cover the cost.
So that's how he was... But why did he have to purchase a usual amount?
Well, if you think about it, the citizens receiving the emergency provisions must have been carefully calculating how much they need. Kurosawa thought that it would be quite the disappointment for them, so he deemed it necessary to take on...
Wow. Kurosawa was... And no one ever appreciated what he did.
People's attitudes will always reflect their circumstances. If you ask me, had Kurosawa told everyone the truth about the of course, I'm sure there would still have been some unrest. As for why he chose to spend... If you're still curious, I see. Most unfortunate. If he doesn't clear the debt on his name, he'll...
Sword?
Oh, didn't he tell you? I've asked him about its origins. He told me that it was a... In hindsight, I regret that I never made an offer on it. Why don't you ask him about the sword yourself? Perhaps it'll... Oh, but before you go, if you would kindly...
But...
Information is... Don't worry. I won't charge much for information about
At least we now know where the Let's go talk to Kurosawa again, and see if he can remember anything. What are you doing here all by...
I presented them with a choice. Either they left or I drew my sword. It turned out to be a real time saver, actually. Did you manage to track down the treasure hoarders?
That just about sums it up. It turns out that you really were distributing emergency...
Strange. Is that really the kind of person I was? I don't really have any such recollection. Why was I purchasing emergency provisions for everyone? And why would I put myself in such... But I could not deny that when I brandished my sword to scare those two away, I could sense that my body was somehow reluctant. And this sword was... I remember once when I was young. What did he say? It would seem that I forgot. All I can remember now is my father telling me that this blade bore and said...
Hey! If you look carefully, there seem... Can you recognize the words?
Virtue and justice? Somehow those two words seem taking on seemingly endless debts to make others happy. But what use are virtue and justice? The Tenryo Commission seized my vision. And the very people I was so desperately trying... And the irony of all of it is, I'm incapable of being a good person.
Yet another trouble. When we get the chance, let's speak to Toma about Kurosawa. In any case, we must never let him sell off that sword. Yeah, seems like losing all ambition is a terrible experience. Fortunately for us, you don't have a vision. Let's go find the next poor soul.
Don't worry. Natsuko will be fine.
who had their vision taken is supposed to be a fake. Paimon heard that this is his dojo. Luckily, there's some
Nanako, don't worry. Since they would be those thugs that challenged the dojo were strong.
Maybe, but things have gotten dangerous before in the past, but it's never shit.
It's just because he's been possessed. That's all.
Hey there!
Who are you? I don't care whether you're trespassers or just here to... Don't make me draw my blade, or you...
No! You got it so wrong. We just came here to...
Disciples?
Yep. We've heard all about the mighty master of Meikyo Shisui art. It's the whole reason. But then we got here and overheard you talking about how he got possessed or...
From the way you're dressed, please, accept my apologies. You haven't arrived at the best of times, I'm afraid. Sensei got possessed recently, and he's still recovering. I see you are earnest in your Sensei's name is Domon. Though self-taught, he once said that his goal was to become the... And so, even while training us, he continued to hone his own art. But then...
Not long ago, Sensei had his... He says the strangest things over, and Junya and I have discussed it, and we both think... But if I'm honest...
The Grand Narukami Shrine?
You haven't heard of it? It's the largest shrine... Not that we'd have any... So don't worry, Nanako. Sensei is going... The exorcism will take place this evening. You're both...
So...
Shh. So you decided to come. It's a good... Just now, when Nanako was attending to him, she heard him whispering a few names to... When she asked him who the people were, he suddenly looked It looked like he was in great distress. All the while he kept... One of them was Anzai. Sensei wouldn't stop calling his name. The ritual has now begun. Please, excuse me for a moment while I fetch some water.
Huh? Who's that sneaking around? Uh-oh. Could they be here to mess up the exorcism? We won't let them get away with it. Seems they aren't here. Should we keep going further up? Is this definitely the right place? Let's look a little further up. Aha! Suspicious person sighted! That's gotta be him!
Unsolicited, and all the more valuable for it.
How? Are you sure you're dome? Unless...
Excuse me? And what are you doing sneaking around these parts?
Bad news? I'll have you know I trained side by side. I don't care to talk about that time anymore.
His senior?
Anzai? Yes, that's me. Because I don't wish to see Domon or anyone else associated with him ever again. When we were young, we trained under the... I had begun training for practitioners of Meikyo, but Domon, Sensei scolded him, and I thought so too at the time. But only then did I realize that he was
Sure sounds like he meant business. So how come you don't want to ever see him again?
Because until he arrived, I was convinced that I would succeed our sensei as the master of Meikyo Shisui art. Of all the disciples, I was the most gifted. Domon's arrival changed everything. When we sparred, I lost not just the... Later, after that I wanted nothing further to do with him. So, when I heard rumors that he had lost his mind, my first reaction was to... I decided to quietly come and see if it were true. Then, to my complete astonishment, so you see, I came here... Okay, you've heard my story.
Seems like we... Still, Paimon's not sure we should bring him back with us. see how the exorcism's coming along.
Where do you want to go next? If you'd like to see Liyue's tourist spots, I have a few references. Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory? Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory? Boats are made for transferring commodities back and forth. And those that come across Liyue tend to stay a while. So it is where many things come to settle.
What? You're saying he is? Does that mean he's just lost?
Nanako, please.
I am sorry, with what powers I have, but spirits may take a minute, and all is certainly...
Lady Yai? Is that...
The head shrine maiden of the Grand Narukami?
Correct. Lady, I am unable to say for...
Excuse me, Miss Inagi.
That won't be necessary. I must leave now.
Who'd have thought Lady Yai herself would have taken...
Do you mean to say that...
No, that's not what I meant. I just mean this is Lady Yai, the head shrine maiden. She has... Anyway, given that you've traveled all this way just to meet our sensei, we did the...
Sure! After all, everyone's... Who knows? Maybe we'll be able to find out a thing or two about the Raiden children from...
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory? Every journey has its final day. Don't rush. Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory? Boats are made for transferring commodities back and forth. And those that come across Liyue tend to stay a while. So it is where many things come to settle. Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory? Every journey has its final day. Don't rush. Boats are made for transferring commodities back and forth. And those that come across Liyue tend to stay a while. So it is where many things come to settle. Every journey has its final day. Don't rush. Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory? Where do you want to go next? If you'd like to see Liyue's tourist spots, I have a few references. Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory? Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory? Every journey has its final day. Don't rush. Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory? Boats are made for transferring commodities back and forth. And those that come across Liyue tend to stay a while. So it is where many things come to settle. Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory? Where do you want to go next? If you'd like to see Liyue's tourist spots, I have a few references. Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory? Boats are made for transferring commodities back and forth. And those that come across Liyue tend to stay a while. So it is where many things come to settle. Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory? Every journey has its final day. Don't rush. Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory? Boats are made for transferring commodities back and forth. And those that come across Lior tend to stay a while. So it is where many things come to settle. Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory? Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory? Where do you want to go next? If you'd like to see Liyue's tourist spots, I have a few references. Osmanthus Boats are made for transferring commodities back and forth. And those that come across Lior tend to stay a while. So it is where many things come to settle.
Another bad one? No, let me try again.
Do you think that's Lady Ai? Oh, no wonder Junya is so excited. She has a really striking presence. Also, is it just Paimon? Or did she look right at us just now? It was probably nothing. It's not like she's ever seen us before.
Keep away. Keep away from me. I gave up the art of the sword. Please, let me go, I beg you.
As you can see, Lady Yai, Domon has persisted in this state for some time now. He appears to see those who have lost to him in duels past, gathered all around him to persecute him.
Lady Yai, it must be a possession, right? This is nothing like him at all. In the past, no matter what came his way, he would always face it with a confident smile.
I'm sorry. It is clear to me that your sensei is not possessed by any evil spirit.
Then does that mean he...
Yes. This is a change in the person himself. Unable to cope with the tremendous pressure he was under, he suffered a spiritual collapse. With his wits impaired, he finally descended into madness. As one who is thrown into the sea, though he fights back desperately against his predicament, it does nothing to prevent his descent into the depths. As for what has triggered this change, I believe it must be the loss of his vision. For to be stripped of one's vision is to be stripped of one's ambition.
Stripped of his ambition? But Lady Yai, even without his ambition, why should he suffer such a dramatic change? How does that explain his descent into madness?
Your school practices Meikyo Shisui art, does it not? Stillness of mind, freedom from all agitation. What a fine notion that would be if any in this world could ever hope to achieve it. There was once one who claimed to be indifferent to rank and reward, and who fled enraged when defeated by his junior. And then there was an aged swordmaster who was aggrieved enough that he crossed blades with a disciple he himself had taught. Then, what of the one who crossed blades with his own sensei and beloved fellow disciple, and defeated them both? Can one truly unagitated, unagitated, of still mind in moments such as these?
Lady, I'm not sure I understand.
The path of the sword master is filled with twists and turns. It is no small undertaking to pursue the position of greatest sword master in the world. It requires one to take their sword firmly in both hands and cut down the hopes and dreams of others, even those of one's closest companions. Only a deep commitment to his ambition to become the best made it possible for him to rise above the pain of these encounters, to focus on the way ahead. When that ambition disappeared, he began to doubt himself. As he battled his growing anxiety, he slowly descended into the state you see him in now. Much like a certain fatally flawed friend of mine.
Poor Sensei. To think he's been suffering so greatly.
I'm sorry. It's all my fault. Father, Sensei, Ansai.
That's enough.
Huh? Isn't that Ansai? Where did he come from? Did he follow us the whole way here?
Ansai, why are there two of you? Is that you or a ghost? You're here for revenge, aren't you? I knew it would come. I never should have.
You're right to assume that my feelings towards you are far from kindly. But I didn't come here to settle a score. It's been so long now that I made peace with it years ago. You did nothing wrong that day. I couldn't face the humiliation. That's why I ran. I don't think most of the people you beat along the way would hold it against you. On the contrary, when you cut our ambitions short, we entrusted them to you, in the hopes that they might carry you further. Now I know that we can't place our hopes in you any longer, since you've been stripped of your ambitions too. But that is no reason to strip them of theirs. Follow the way of the sword all the way to the highest peak. You taught them that, didn't you?
But what if one day, the same thing happens to them? I put everything I had into trying to become the best. But what if it was all a huge mistake right from the start? If there's a chance they'll end up like me one day, I'd rather they stay where they are now than go any further down this path.
Have you asked them what they think?
Sensei, after you rescued me from the hands of the pirates, I told myself I would follow in your footsteps for the rest of my days. I can't know whether I will suffer in my future. I want to keep going until the day that I...
Nanako's far from the only one. Actually...
Goodness.
You see? You can place the ambition you once had in their... Being stripped of your ambition is something that's never happened to me. so I can't claim to understand it. But I do know what it feels like to have your ambitions crushed. So, just as I once placed my ambitions onto you, you are not in the same position that I was. When I left, I had nothing to my name. But you have a great number.
I'm sorry to have made you worry for me, and for the state of me. I no longer have the resolve to become the best in the world. But as your sensei, this is my promise. And
You can count on that. I'd be checking in on you, but I am now... Well, don't just stand there staring at me. Say thank you to Lady Yai and then...
So even though his ambition was taken away, his disciple...
Traveler, a moment, please. Lady Yai has some words for you.
So, my intuition was correct. The wind that blows from afar carries fresh life to these shores. For us to meet now is premature. Nevertheless, you set foot on these islands at precisely the right moment. I have high hopes for you, child. Don't disappoint me.
Ooh, Lady Yai seems to have taken a real interest in you. She seems super mysterious. Paimon's so curious what she really meant by all that. We can come back to it another time. For now, we should go report back to Miss Kamisato.
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory?
Narukami, please. See that he stays safe.
By the protection of the Electro Argon, may the blossoms of the sacred Sakura bloom eternally.
Where do you want to go next?
Guess who fulfilled all your wishes? Huh? Ayaka! Huh?
Traveler, Paimon, it is a pleasure to finally meet you both face to face. I have heard all about how you helped our three friends. My sincerest thanks to you.
Yeah, short of getting them their visions back, it seems like there's no way to really help them. Ayaka, how come this time you get to come out and meet us in person?
Because now that you have done the three things I asked of you, I consider you to be my friends. As you will observe, I dispense with the screen for Toma also.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a second. But isn't Toma your, help and all, but Paimon sure as heck did not sign up to be a servant.
Oh. Paimon, you are most entertaining. Toma is first and foremost my friend, and was so before he ever became my attendant.
Oh, okay then. Ayaka, you seem pretty different out in the open compared to how you are behind the screen. Alright, we can
be friends. Thank you both kindly. Back to the matter at hand. You have now witnessed the pain of those deprived of their visions. What are your feelings on what you have seen? Perhaps in the eyes of a deity such as the almighty Shogun, the lives of those who inhabit the world are inconsequential. Thunders roar, lightnings flash, the winds assault, and the rains descent. All these things take place with no regard for the feelings of the common people. But I believe that surely you understand what they must endure. It seems that perhaps now you can appreciate my feelings on all of this. In which case, perhaps you would be willing to reconsider your stance? You will? Really? Naturally.
Alright, bravo, my lady. You were right all along.
See? I told you he wouldn't reject them. I'd placed my trust in the right person after all. Now then, given that the remainder of our discussion pertains...
Well, here we are again.
Please continue without me. I'll keep watch.
So, what's the deal with this place anyway? What makes it your favorite meeting spot?
This is land that was gifted to the Yashiro Commission by the Shogun. The Kamisato clan has the exclusive right to plan, build, and repair any property on this land, and even to allow or deny access. Such privileges exist due to the Yashiro Commission's role in managing ceremonial affairs. Oftentimes, it is not appropriate to discuss details in front of bystanders.
Oh, Paimon gets it! Gotta keep a bit of mystery, right?
Once the number of ceremonial affairs conducted in the city began to decline, our forebears built a tea house here. Only members of the Yashiro Commission are permitted to come and go as they please.
Makes sense. Perfect place for a secret base.
In any case, we can talk freely here. I presume you have a few questions that you wish to ask me? The almighty Shogun. I've seen her on but only a few occasions, most of them formal ceremonies. She inspires awe, commands respect, and exudes a sense of absolute authority. But as I recall, there was something else about her that struck me even more deeply. It was her almost complete lack of any emotion. In that sense, she appeared to me to be less of a ruler and more of, well, an executive official, I suppose. Focused exclusively on her single goal of implementing eternity, acting accordingly without feeling. The issue is this. For the vast majority of people, the Vision Hunt Decree is something that has no implications whatsoever. After all, it is but a tiny minority of people who receive visions. Moreover, it is not unknown for visions to spark jealousy in others. Because of this, the attitude of most people towards the Vision Hunt Decree is one of indifference.
How can they be like that? Paimon's getting mad.
Nevertheless, in addition to us, there is also the resistance on Watatsumi Island.
Resistance? You mean like an army fighting against the decree?
Yes. Many who have lost or fear losing their visions have rallied together under Sangonomiya on Watatsumi Island to form a resistance group. To say a little more about Sangonomiya, Historically, there has always been some conflict between them and the shogunate of Narukami Island due to their different belief systems. But I do wonder whether there may be some other agenda behind their resistance movement, beyond merely fighting the Vision Hunt decree. Of course! We have tried on numerous occasions. Unfortunately, each time a proposal to repeal the decree arrives at Tenshukaku, it is promptly vetoed by both the Tenryou Commission and the Kanjo Commission, and subsequently scrapped. They invariably adopt a stance of unconditional support for the Shogun's decisions. They have no interest in discussing anything. It almost makes one wonder whether they had a hand in the Shogun's sudden decision to issue the Vision Hunt decree.
Ooh, Paimon has a question though!
Oh? What would you like to know, Paimon?
Have you got a plan yet to fight the Vision Hunt decree?
To be honest, we do not.
What?
Please, do not forget that challenging the Vision Hunt decree is tantamount to challenging a deity. Coming to terms with that is already a difficult step to take.
So what are we gonna do?
Well, for the moment, all we can do is try and reduce the harm that is being caused by this decree. For example, by providing vision bearers with safe refuge, or manufacturing counterfeit visions for them as a contingency measure.
You're telling Paimon that there are people out there who can make fake visions?
Don't underestimate the talents of the craftspeople in Hanamizaka. To the naked eye, their counterfeits are indistinguishable from the genuine article. The problem we are facing right now is that Master Masakatsu, who was providing us with counterfeit visions, has recently been arrested by the Tenryou Commission.
Darn! So they found out about it? Ugh.
Yes. We knew it was not a long-term solution, and that it was only a matter of time before it would be exposed. But we cannot simply abandon Master Masakatsu. Exactly. I feel the same way. But by no means do we intend to place the burden of such a task on your shoulders alone. When you are ready, go to Hanamizaka and look for a fireworks shop run by the Naganohara family. There, you will find someone who can help you. You want to know?
The books were more interesting in the past. The books were more interesting in the past.
Just hand it over. You don't want any trouble with me. If you think your elemental powers are enough to resist the... Believe me, you're...
Can't you make an
So this is the vision hunt decree in action, huh? We can't just sit around and watch things unfold, can we? Psst! Huh? There's someone trying to get our...
Come on, this way.
What's going on? Can't you see we need to go help?
Shh, quiet. Just sit tight and watch for a moment.
Hey, this isn't right, you know. Just because you don't have a vision doesn't mean you can... Huh? Hey, wait! You do have a vision!
Shh! If you don't keep your voice down, I won't have one.
All right.
Wise choice. All right, let's go.
What should we do now? He's already given up his vision. Doesn't he know what could happen to him after losing it? This is your fault. You're the one who stopped us from interfering.
Many thanks, Miss Yoimiya. If you hadn't swapped me a fake just now, I'm sure...
No worries. You put on quite the convincing performance.
Oh, so that's what's going on here. And to think Paimon was about...
Think nothing of it. I could tell from your reaction. Oh, right.
Practically everyone on Hanamizaka knows Yoimiya. She's the queen of the summer festival.
Whoa, that's quite the introduction.
Stop it. As for thanking me, you'd be better off thanking Master Masakatsu. His handiwork allowed me to keep my own vision.
Yes, Master Masakatsu is a good man. It's too bad good people seldom get the recognition they deserve.
Master Masakatsu?
Huh? Do you guys know him too? You don't say. Then it sounds... But if I just march straight in there by myself... So, what about if I...
Sure, welcome to the...
Seems like I find... So, Master Masa...
Whoa.
Not bad, huh?
Time to break him in...
Please speak to President Song.
Let's finish this, swiftly.
Stabilize! Stabilize!
It's nothing.
This is order. Gather!
Every journey has its final day. Don't rush. Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory?
Don't waste my time. It's nothing.
I will have order. Stabilize.
As per our contract.